Hi everybody, how are you doing? It's Jay Victoria. Time for the weekly energy update. Today is December 8th, 2024. Let's get into it. I'm gonna be honest. If you feel terrible, I think that's part of the upgrade we're going through. I feel terrible. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it's hard, you guys. I'm sorry if you're going through that. But I'm gonna explain like why do we feel terrible and what is going on. Basically, like why you feel terrible during times like this. And by the way, when I look back on the times when I felt like this, they were times that I am always so grateful for myself for having the perseverance to push through that. So there are times when you're deeply evolving and deeply changing and letting go of very deep um, uh, things that weren't working. And it feels literally sometimes like you have to die. These times can come up unexpectedly. You don't plan for it. You don't plan for the guidance you're getting. You don't plan for the changes that are happening or you're feeling you need to make, and just how low energy you can feel during the whole thing, how scary it can be too, and how much fear can really try to push you back into your shell. But I will tell you that these times are always so worth it. They're so worth it. And if you keep pushing through it, um, and I'll explain my advice for navigating what pushing through means, because it's not necessarily forcing yourself to do anything, but it is like you kind of have to accept that it's happening, which is not always easy. This is Schroeder, my boy kitty. He's not showing his face, but he's very cute. Okay, anyway, there he is. Hi. Okay, so basically, why do you feel so shitty if you're going through something like this? Even if you don't feel terrible, I think that this can still be a worthwhile video for you to watch. Basically, like, why you feel like that is because you are letting go of so much that's been inside of you, potentially for lifetimes, that you are now letting go of. And I know this about energy, like as it leaves you, sometimes you can feel it more. Like as the negative energy comes deep out of your soul, those deep layers, and energy is a very layered thing. Like your energy is a very layered place, layers upon layers upon layers. So when some of those deep layers are coming out of, you're releasing old patterns, you're releasing old beliefs, you're seeing things in a new way, and that's another symptom of this kind of change. That's how you'll know you're going through that kind of change, like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, because you will have realizations and you'll see the world differently. You'll see things that you didn't before, and once you see those things, you can't unsee them. And so it's like your energy changes because your energy is your beliefs. Energies are beliefs, and the energies in you are the beliefs that you have and you hold. So when you see the world differently, you're starting to have those aha moments. What happens is your energy starts changing and you start letting go of negative beliefs, because the more you realize truth, the less you can believe lies, and negative beliefs are always lies. So that's the dark energy coming out. It can be purged and triggered out of you through you realizing things and you seeing truths. And so what happens is as it leaves you, sometimes you feel worse. It's like a physical detox. And honestly, when your energy detoxes, when it releases negativity, it does cause a physical detox because your energy and your body are intertwined. So if you've ever been through a physical detox, like that's how it works. You feel worse before you feel better, but you will feel better. And that's why you're going through this. And when you go through an energy detox, it's like double, because not only are you letting go of dark energies, your body is detoxifying at the same time, because when dark energies are in you, that does um, negatively impact your health. So you're literally detoxifying energetically and physically at the same time. It's very intense. And it's a similar notion with doing a physical detox. If you do a physical detox, you change on the inside. You feel cleaner inside too. It's a spiritual thing. It's not just a physical thing. So if you want to do a physical detox anytime, that can help your energy. But basically, like, yeah, like we're I think there's a lot changing right now. If you're seeing things differently and you're seeing more of the truth revealed to you, and as a result you're feeling kind of disoriented, or heaviness is another symptom, or just feeling like confused and feel fearful. Like when negative energy comes out, you can feel it more. And what negative energy is fear. So you can feel more fearful, and it can feel sometimes like you're just surrounded by darkness, and there's like you're just, yeah, like it can be really hard and confusing. So things I recommend are, I'll tell you what I've been doing. Like talking to somebody about it can really help, even just because the things that you're going through, because I think that it's not just like a random general cleanse of your energy that you'll go through. It'll be really specific to your life. You'll start realizing things about people in your life, and you'll start realize like truths about the situation you're in. And I think that the energetic climate right now is revealing a lot of truth to us, and I see it like light being directed at the planet, and it's like the light is illuminating our understanding. So that's why these energy updates are like an energy weather report. It's like literally this is what energetically is going on around us, so I know it's not just me. And you'll start to see more of the truth, and once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. And you'll see something and you'll be like, oh my god, I didn't realize that, and now I can't go back. And this is really sometimes really inconvenient, to have to make changes in your life, to sometimes have to let go of people, or let go of a job, or let go of a situation, and maybe you don't know what you're going to do instead. And then the fear will come up and say, well, you can't do that because, and you can't do that because, and you can't listen to your spirit, and you can't believe this new truth that you understand. Like the fear really tries to get in the way, and that can be really difficult too. So yeah, talking to somebody about what you're going through that you trust. Not everybody is worthy of your innermost thoughts. So, but if you do have somebody who you trust, I recommend talking about these things. Sometimes you just get more insight. They don't have to solve the problem for you or anything like that, but sometimes, especially somebody who genuinely loves you, like you can feel better about even yourself, because sometimes these negative energies make us feel really bad about ourselves and make us want to quit life and just like, and I think one other thing they often try to say is that you will always feel like this, because they want to really discourage you. But I can tell you right now, you will not always feel like this, no matter how bad you feel. I've looked, like I said, I've been through this kind of process many times, and it never lasts, but it's always an important time of change. And so when these times come up, it's like you have to pay attention to it and kind of harness the momentum of the change. You kind of have to like be like, oh, I'm going really deep with all this stuff, and I kind of I would like lean into it more, because then the change will be not only faster but deeper. And keep reminding yourself that, yeah, like this isn't how you usually feel. It won't be how you usually feel. And sometimes that struggle, like if you think about the butterfly struggling to get out of the cocoon, it can feel bad, it can be hard, but you'll never be the same, and you'll never see things the same way, and you will be on a different track. And I think what these times are really a call for you to do something different. And it's basically saying that way wasn't working and you got to do something else. And you don't have to be mad at the old way, the old things that are starting to feel old, because you're changing. you can just say like, okay, that's where I was and that's what I did, and now I like am being born anew. There's a new version of me literally being born. And that's another tip I'll give you, is that during these times, I find what happens is you'll look around your life, and it's not just one thing that starts to feel old all of a sudden, or like it's part of your old self or your old life, like the caterpillar, not the butterfly. Like, you know, when the butterfly emerges, there's a whole new life to live, and that requires new things and a new whole, everything is pretty much new. So imagine the butterfly coming out and trying to do the things that she did as a caterpillar. It's like, it's just doesn't make sense. So it can feel like that. And I find what helps me, especially when I get the most depressed, you know, when I feel the negative energy the hardest, and it's just feeling like it's just, you know, I feel sometimes like I can't even move my hands. I just can't move at all. And it's like thinking about all the things I need to do, and you're like frozen. But one thing that helps me is basic objects around me. I will work with those things, because those can give you like something tangible to change that will make you feel better. Like clear away garbage. If you have like garbage or like things accumulating, clutter around you, just force yourself to get rid of it. It's like, that's old now, you know, that served me at one point, but right now it doesn't. Or even if you have dishes around you, or you need to like vacuum, or doing your laundry, really, really basic things will help you feel a sense of that clarity and that clean kind of new start that you need. And during a really intense time when I was going through something kind of similar to this in a different way, but it's kind of similar. It was during the pandemic here in New York City. I was completely alone in an apartment. Nobody knew what was happening. I knew this is like a deeply spiritual thing that's happening, and a chance to do something, you know, that was really when I started my business, actually. And I just went with it, and felt like I was running a marathon every day, but I just knew like, this is a gigantic opportunity, you know, to have all this time where, you know, what am I going to do with it? So I worked on my business 24/7. It was just constant. And, but like one thing that I remember during that time that seemed so important was doing the dishes from the night before. It's like, it felt urgent almost to not wake up and have anything old from the day before. It was like, you literally have to clean away the past. And so look around your life, and I'm not saying get rid of all your stuff, but I'm just saying like, look around your life, and like, you'll know what you need to get rid of based on what feels energetically old at this point. It's just not part of the new place that you're going. And also what I want to say is, part of the scary feelings that we can feel during a time like this is, I don't know where I'm going. And I don't know about you, but that happened to me. That's part of what happened to me. I had a whole purpose here in New York, and I'm not saying that purpose still won't happen, but I kind of got a truth put in my face, and I was just like, I don't even know what my dream is anymore. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Like, without that, I realized like, I don't even kind of know what I'm doing, and it freaked me out, to be honest. And so that's part of I think the fear that can come up, but also the potential for change if you allow for the unknown. Like, maybe you might feel something similar, like you thought you knew exactly the thing, that was the thing, and you lived your whole life based around that thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't even know if that's gonna be the thing. And even if it is the thing, I feel like I'm supposed to let go of it. Like, I can't live my life the way I was, kind of going after this thing all the time. And so that can be hard. But I think there's a positive flip side to that, which is freedom, and not knowing, and kind of going into that trust with God. Like, I don't necessarily know like why I'm going through this process, where it's leading. And your job is basically just to go through it. Just like the caterpillar turning to the butterfly. I don't know if caterpillars know they're turning into butterflies. I don't know if they know that. What if they don't know? What if they feel like they're dying? So when you feel that way, there can still be a happy ending. There can still be beauty. There can still be things turning out even better than you thought. But your job is to evolve. Your job is to not hang on to the past. Your job is to, find some sense of what is the way forward and kind of inch forward with that. And inch forward just made me laugh, because it's like, well, you're not a caterpillar anymore, but you can inch forward as, the emerging butterfly. And my advice on top of all that advice is also to pray. I've been literally Zoom calling my mom and doing the rosary with her, and sometimes I feel like I can't even speak. That's how, like, my soul feels so, I don't know the word, but it's just like, it's hard to even talk a little bit at certain times, and letting your emotions out, crying, doing artistic things. Today I shot a music video. Find the things, and I gave this advice to my client to find the things that feel good to do them, because those will be clues about the way forward. One of the reasons sometimes you feel really shitty is because you're cracking open this new life, and you're used to doing things the old way, but they don't really fit anymore. And so you have to find, like, well, what feels good then? Like, what is the new way? What does that look like? And I noticed when I started writing more, I'm writing an ebook right now called Spiritual Wealth, on the the spiritual side of wealth. And I sat down and started writing, and I felt really good all of a sudden. So it's like, find the things that make you feel good, and those will kind of point you in a direction that you can follow, at least for now. And overall, don't be afraid, pray, ask for help. And also for me, like doing my method to clear negative energy, I have to kind of force myself to do it. But when I do Energy Queen Alchemy and dissolve the negative energy away, I feel so much better so fast. And so that would be another thing that I recommend. If you haven't done a free consult with me, you can hop on a free consult. The link is in the description. And I can give you a comprehensive read on what's going on personally for you and your energy. It's half an hour. It's a good time investment for, that you're getting from me one-on-one. And you can ask questions, and I will, give you a lot of valuable insight. And then I'll recommend, what I recommend for getting that negative energy cleared if you are, interested or willing to work with me. But that honestly is something that is one of the best things that I found. And I know that God he taught me that skill for a reason, because I think a lot of us are going to start feeling this type of way. And we need something to help us. And when you're looking around for different things, it's like, sometimes when people feel uncomfortable on the inside, you can reach for unhealthy things like alcohol, or, you try to numb the pain with drugs or with food, or, other ways that aren't good for you. When the truth is, the faster this negative energy comes out of you, the faster the evolution. And really, that's the whole point. It's like, where are you going? What are you evolving into? God does have a plan, and the beauty of all of this is that it's unfolding. And so I hope that this gave you some insight into what is happening in this process, and that it's not bad, it's actually good, and that it doesn't have to be scary, but it's okay if you feel however you feel, but that it is for a reason and leading somewhere, and it's definitely temporary, but something that you will look back on and be so grateful that you went through. My energy is telling me to talk about Mary. So Mary is so wonderful. If you haven't connected with her energy, she's the mother of Jesus, the mother of God. And she is very real. And I feel like she's coming through me, trying telling me to tell you to talk to her, because she's really, really interesting. I think she's a very valuable resource for anybody at any time, because she is the only living person who ascended into heaven. She never died. Even Jesus died. He came back. But I love the resurrection. It's like, I love it so badass. Like, I'm back, bitches. He came back. It was just amazing. But she never died. And that's how real she is. You know, I'm real. You're listening to me. She is just as real. So she's also the universal mother. She's the mother, like mother. We love mother. She's mother. So she is so there for you. And I pray the rosary every day, but today I was praying, and I feel like sometimes we think in prayer we have to shout, even energetically. We have to kind of like be like, hello. But I was praying on the train today, and I realized it's not about thinking about them as way up in the sky. It's like you can think of them as right in front of you, and you can just talk to them like that close. It's like you can just say something, and it's the way that they hear you. Like the language of the energy world is your belief. So the more you believe I'm talking to you, they can hear you. Like it's like louder in the energy world, and you'll feel that connection start. And she is absolutely incredible. She's helped me with so many things. And I remember during the pandemic, oh my God, I'm just like, oh my God, the energy is telling me to say so many things. Like during the pandemic, I was worried about money, and I prayed the rosary, but I prayed for money. I think I prayed for like $1,000, really genuinely. And so you have to, when you pray, you have to be very real, just like you're asking a person. You have to really mean it. And Jesus even said that you have to pray and believe, believe what you pray and you'll receive it. And prayer can take practice. That can be a skill, like believing. Like that's something you work on. That's why in the rosary there are like 50 Hail Marys that you say, because it's like you're practicing again and again, like really talking to her and really believing I'm talking to you, and you'll feel different. You'll see results in your life too, right away from praying, in any way. But because you can pray just by talking too and asking. But I remember one time I laid down and prayed the rosary. I really meant the prayer for money, and I swear I checked my phone and someone had sent me $1,000. Just like that. Like I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, wow. So yeah, so definitely ask. If you need help, ask. I know there are people out there who want to work with me, but you might feel there's some obstacle to it. Ask for that obstacle to be resolved or removed. I'm right with you asking, but we got to kind of make ourselves do it. We have to humble ourselves before the Lord, and do what we can, but not ever fear or feel that we are alone in the process that we're going through, because we are not, and you are not, and your literal creator is so in love with you, and I think is calling us out of ways that just weren't working anymore, and it's for your own good. And so you just have to keep pushing into that. And also, I'll just say this to close out. Like, I feel like one of the difficulties of what you might be feeling right now, and I know what I'm feeling, is that, again, like the unknown, and just feeling like I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what this is. I don't know like I've never been here before. But the thing is, that's good. And you want your soul to feel like that sometimes, like it's getting stretched. Because if you're not stretching into a new potential where new things can happen, which is what you want in your life. You want things to happen that never happened. That's what we all want. We all want something to happen, but we haven't had it happen yet. We haven't seen it yet. Well, your energy has to change. You have to evolve from the inside before you see the outside change. So that's why this kind of process is so beneficial. Letting go of the negative energy, you know, letting go and moving forward, and and a lot of our lives are lived from the patterning that has been created in past lives in your childhood. You're literally, I've been seeing this a lot lately. I haven't talked about it a lot, but like I've been seeing like a lot of us kind of just live in these energetic patterns, and we are caged in them. Even if we want more, it's like the patterning is just so rigid. And so if you're feeling like I'm describing, that's a good thing. And if you don't feel like this, I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm just saying the newness is so like blessed. That's amazing. That's what you've been asking for. You've been asking for new and different and better. And so this is part of the answer. So don't curse the way that, like, don't get mad at the fact that you have to change. That's part of it. That's part of the answer to your prayer. And not saying it's easy, but you know, I think a lot of souls live on this planet and don't ever go through this process necessarily. I think that we're in a time where this is there's rapid evolution spiritually happening, and we're at the forefront of that. We really have to believe, and we have to rely on God for help to lead us forward. So, okay, I think the last thing I need to mention is I am running Energy School. I haven't talked about this a lot, but I am running Energy School, which is my program where I teach you how to perceive or see energy in your own way, and also dissolve negative energy at will and see the blocks in people and yourself, dissolve it instantly in layers, and learn all about the energy world and be able to practice on yourself and others forevermore. And I have taught 15 students so far throughout the world, and it is a teachable skill. And I have a special deal right now going on until December 15th, where you can save $1,000 off the tuition price. So if you're interested in anything I just said, and if you're interested in learning how to work with energy yourself, or if you feel that you have something in you that has been called and that is being called to work with energy, this is a really fantastic program. I'm really proud of. We have one student in it so far. I have 4 more spots, only 5 total, and we're going to be working together from January 13th for 8 months throughout 2025. So thought I would mention that in case you're interested. I can just send you all the info. Feel free to either comment here, or you can email me. I'll put my email in the description as well. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope that you're doing okay. I hope that this advice helps you, and just thank you for being you. That's what you're here to do. So thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.